Hello, hello, and welcome to the show. My name is Nelly Matatila Bartholomew, and this is Insaka Talk Show. Before we get started, let me bring my co hosts into the studio.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
Hey, ladies. Amazing.
Oh, you guys look so beautiful
Yes.
yes.
and colorful too.
What's the
What are we
occasion?
wearing? What are we wearing today? Tenge, made by a woman.
You know, I'm wearing something made by Nemwine.
Woo-hoo.
Beautiful. Love it.
I
love
just did
it.
the duku and
Uh-huh.
I took the little scarf and I tied it together. So it looks like it's part of the dress. I don't own a Tenge outfit, so
We need
That
to
is
keep that
amazing. I love the
very
makeup, the
serious.
lipstick, everything.
merci beaucoup. Asante sana.
Yeah, we'll have to change that, Irene. We need to make sure you have. Actually, I think Priska already took care of that, right? The outfit. Tell us about the outfit you're wearing today, Priska.
Well, this was made by Heartbrooks. We had a young lady last week on the show. It's a
Mhm.
Chitenge cape. It's
Wow,
gorgeous. It's
it's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
Gorgeous,
Love it.
gorgeous.
I can't wait to have mine.
I know, me too.
I
Oh
wish
wow.
it was this week. And this hair is by
Mhm.
Priska Van Stas, as well as the lashes. Makeup
Ah.
done by moi, me, myself, and I.
Ooh, ooh,
We're
ooh.
doing a cape.
Live it up, baby.
Yes.
Love it, love it, love it. Winnie, can you tell us about your outfit today, darling?
What about me? I'm going to go like, No, actually, this outfit's made by mom. There's this lady. She usually make my stuff back home. My mom's friend. She's
Hmm.
a mom tenant. Her name is Maya. She's really good. She does make me most of my outfits. Not my mother, Miss Maya always make me this outfit. And then these earrings, you see them? My mother-in-law, she got them for me. I think when I just saw, I was like, oh, maybe this will go with this.
Love
Mm.
I did my own hair.
I love it.
Yeah. I
Beautiful.
was like, you know what? Maybe something different. Just something short and something because I'm always having dreadlocks. So I figure I can do some style.
I love
It
that.
looks beautiful on you.
Thank you.
Love it. Love it.
What about you?
Awesome, lady.
What are you
So
wearing?
this dress
Nice.
that I'm
Beautiful.
wearing is a dress that was given to me by my very good friend Maureen in Zambia. She has a special tailor that makes outfits for her. So the last time I was there this October, she was like, "This would look perfect on you." I said, "I got the right earrings, so here we go."
I love it. Yeah.
Looks
Nice.
very nice.
Yeah. Well, ladies, we are still celebrating women, right? We're still in
Yeah.
March and it's Women's Month. So we want to highlight us, the mothers, the achievers, the performers. We're still celebrating you, ladies. And we have a special guest in our studio who's going to come in a little bit later. But first, we have a certain gentleman who wants to come and give us a shout out and a few tidbits of information. Winnie, what do you have to say?
Oh, we have a special guest. I think just right after the break, you guys, you cannot wait on this one. Just stay tuned and you will see the special guest. We're going to go on the break. Hi, everyone. So welcome to Insaka again. Our special guest today, his name is Mr. Henry Sakala. Welcome to the studio, Mr. Henry Sakala.
Thank you so much, Winnie. It's an honor to be on this program of Insaka.
Yes. No, we are happy to have you here, me and the team. We're just so excited. And we're still celebrating Women's Month. And we thought, you know what? We can't do without men. And sometimes we just want to hear from the men how they have to take care of the women, how they celebrate women. We can't just celebrate ourselves. So I thought, I'm like, you know what? I'll take upon my brother. So welcome. And these are the fabulous ladies.
Hi, ladies.
Hi,
Hi. How are you?
I'm blessed. You all look beautiful as always.
Oh,
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Appreciate
you.
you and the initiative of Insaka.
Thank you.
Thank you
Being,
so much for joining us.
Women's Month, I just want to say you are a blessing to the community, to us, and for all you do to mankind, especially to men.
Oh,
You know, a completeness of a man depends on a woman he brings in his life.
Mm. Preach on.
A woman, oh yeah, you know, just by looking at a man, you can tell who he has left at home.
Right.
Just looking at the man walking in the street, you can know that the woman behind this man, she's good, she's great, she knows what it means to be a woman in a man's life. So our completeness depends on you. And that's why it is always important to appreciate women. Like this month, I appreciate you all for your initiative and for being who you are.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
brother.
always refer to a great woman I had, my mother. She's in heaven right now. She was wonderful. And because of her, that's why I am who I am. I'll tell you one time what I had. You know, my mom, she was a prayerful woman. One day, she was in her room praying. She always started the prayer with saying, "Rich God," because she was Mambwe and she could start the prayer in Mambwe to say, Lezam Kankala. And Lezam Kankala means rich God. And one day, they won't forget and she was praying that, God, I want my children to know you by themselves.
Yes.
Not what we have introduced. We have introduced them. So it bothered me. So when he finished, I asked him, what do you mean? So, women, it's a pleasure me being on this program, and you be blessed. Every woman out there, we appreciate you. Every man in his life has to appreciate a woman because without a woman, we are not complete. It
Right.
means there's a vacuum, and that vacuum has to be filled by a woman. Money cannot fill it. The richness you have cannot fill it, but only that woman whom God has designed for you to fill it. Actually, but the vacuum, yo, feeling, feeding a boy at the
So on that note, Brother Henry, I have a question. I know we don't have a lot of time with you, but I do want to ask.
Yes.
What advice do you have from a man's perspective for one, if there are any single women, you're talking of, men that are just incomplete, right? Because they haven't found the right woman. Now, for women who are single, you know how our life is here in America. It's really hard sometimes to date based on the job that you do. What advice would you have for single women out there?
Always find, you need to be on a proper address for a package to reach you. If you're on the wrong zip code and the wrong address, the package will never reach you. I'll give an example of a lot of women we have. Most of them, they do living jobs. And in the living jobs, the only people you see are the people you live with. Maybe your bosses and the kids. And men who are looking for women, they're not always in that place. And if you are a babysitter, the only time you have time is when you're working with the kids. We have 7 days, and maybe work 5 days. or you work 6 days, you only have one free day.
Mhm.
Find yourself a job where you can interact with different men or with different people. For example, I'll give you an example. Be a sales rep. When you're a sales rep, a lot of people will come to that store, that place.
Like
And
in a department store.
Yeah.
And departmental store, and be nice. You know what you're looking for. Be amazing.
The one then pay for Balanda.
Listen, sometimes there are men who are shy, but
That's
you
true.
can create a conversation as a woman.
Yeah.
By being in that place, you have a good flow of men coming by. And you know what you want and you know what you like. For example, find a job as a sales rep at a watch store. When you are at a watch store, when people like a certain watch, they would like to try it. And you be the one to
Put it on them.
Yes.
Feeling. And those feeling can be transferred to Boko. Oh my God. So, where do you live? Is it okay if I have your number? Sure. What these are strategies. Quite a few men, shy. Now, but now you'd like to approach.
No, that was really nice.
What
Thank
about,
you very much.
What about connections? What do you think about you knowing a lady who's single and you know a friend who's single as well, and they are both from the same community? Is it okay for you to introduce them? Because you don't want to introduce people and then things don't work out and you feel so bad. But is it still okay for you to do that?
It is okay. I will say yes or no. In Bemba, they say, I must we have to tolerate my phone. You know what you like and you know your taste.
Yeah.
That person might not know your taste. Limolimo take tola fe panti ba bera tio mama kola ntla ukwa elo ba kuletera kwasi. You know your taste. Nga wate mo tuipi. Ba sta introduce kuke pe wate mo ase.
Yeah.
So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So it depends. Is it the person you want? Are the qualities you have seen in that person?
That person.
Does it match you? What you have been looking for?
Sure.
Because most of the time we rush into okay, it's better to be single than we are tola ichimuntu chala samkula kuchusha chakutila.
Yeah.
That's very true.
I can't put it in words. There has to be that bond.
Yeah.
In the next day. No,
So thank you so much, Brother Henry. Actually, I know, like I said, you gave us a little bit of time. We'll have to have you back on this show.
Like a full time.
Yes, definitely.
What do you think, ladies?
No, I think we'd like to have you for the whole hour so we can learn more from you, because we want men to understand out there, like there are men who can just talk about stuff like this. And, this is amazing. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.
Program when Krishna
Amen.
Amen.
We'll go on a short break and we'll be right back. welcome back to the show. My name is Nelly. Before we went on break, we had an audience with our brother. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence and for your wise counsel. And now I would like to have my co host back into the studio with me so we can continue the conversation about women appreciation. We have a hot topic today. And, this is a topic that any of us really face. This is about how do you find inner strength in the face of adversity? And to help us answer that tough question, we have in the studio the dynamic lady, Apostle Dr. Victoria Mwango Scott in the studio with us. Dr. Scott, welcome to Insaka Talk Show.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
So I'll just give you guys a brief bio on who Dr. Scott is. So Dr. Victoria Mwango Scott was born and raised in Zambia, Africa, and her parents were the late Apostle Ronald, and her mom is also equally a prolific speaker, evangelist Margaret Chapoloko. And so, Mama Chapoloko played a really big role in helping Dr. Scott develop into the woman that she is today. Dr. Scott came to the United States at the age of 18 and obtained her undergraduate degree in business administration, specifically in finance and economics. And she also has a master's in higher education with a concentration in teaching. She answered the call to ministry in 2007 and was licensed as a minister of the gospel in 2010. She obtained her Master Life, Ministerial Life, and Executive Coach certifications from No Boundaries Adele Foundation in 2015. And so, this woman has an extensive resume, but I just wanted to give you a little bit. She's also an author of a number of books, which we're going to talk about later. So not only is she a preacher, she's a life coach, she's an author. Welcome, Dr. Scott. We're so happy for you to join us. And please let us and the audience know a little bit about who Dr. Scott is.
Well, again, ladies, thank you so much for having me today. I'm telling you, I'm trying to be chill and cool, but on the inside, I've got the butterflies like I'm on Insaka Talk Show. It's so exciting and such an honor to be here. Thank you to all of you. You all look amazing, by the way. I'm telling you,
Thank you
so from your hair to your everything, definitely. So, thank you for having me here today. And above all, with everything, I think my heart the thing that I introduced first, us as women, we are Vanna somebody. We are somebody. We are Mrs. Somebody. So I am married to a very gorgeous man, Mr. Will Scott, who just is, I'm telling you, makes my heart beat every time I see him. I'm speaking in tongues. I'm telling you, gorgeous man. Love him. He's so good to me. And we have 3 beautiful children, Andrew, Cassandra, and Eric. And one of them just became a teenager. So I'm officially a teen mom and, well, a mom of a teen, you could say. And but they're great kids. And we are based here in Dallas and also live here with my mom, who you mentioned. And, it's been quite an amazing journey. Life has had its ups and downs, but it's been amazing. I was sharing with you earlier that, there's sides of us that maybe we don't always show, but contribute to our journey. So I've also been in the fitness world. I'm certified Zumba instructor as well. And, I love coaching. I love people, in fact, with coaching, I've been doing it for a very long time, to the point that when my friends, found out that I was a coach, they were like, it's about time, So that's something that's always been in me. So I love people and I love adventure. Ladies, I'm telling you, I don't know who wants to do this with me, but the one thing on my list that I still have to do is parachute jump. Yes,
we can do that.
No.
We can do that.
I'm
Let's
like,
go.
Change your
take
mind.
me there. I love adventure. All those things that we used to do at school. Mom was like, I was like, no, I love it. We were hiking. We were, going to. There was this one pool. It was a bottomless lake. I was like, I'm so there. I love adventure. The higher the risk, I'm like, put me there. So yeah, I love having fun. I love hospitality. I love getting to know people, interacting with people from all walks of life. And so, I'm just so excited that the work that I do, both as a coach and also in ministry, gets to take me around the world and meet with different cultures. I love all kinds of food. So no, I'm not that Zambian who just eats in Shima. Trust me. I love Mediterranean. I love Indian. I love Greek. I love trying out different types of cuisines. You know why? Because you connect with people over food.
That's right.
When you find somebody who loves that dish you love, it just sets a different tone for conversation. So I love that God gave me that kind of palate. That's like, let's try it out. There are some things that I will not try, but a lot of things I will. Yeah. So I love people, getting to know people. I love traveling. I love adventure. I love to sing. I love music. I love, just making the most out of life. And that's one of the things that I think, even what has helped me help others in both ministry and as a coach, is what do you have in your hand,
Right.
and how can you make the most out of it? So
that's great. So, on that note, I think I would like for us to start on that conversation, right? You have written some books, and one of them is the Joseph Anointing. Could you tell us what inspired you to write that book, and how would a regular woman out there find inspiration? What could you point them to in that book to say, what, as a woman, this could apply to you?
Absolutely. Well, before I came to the US, my grandfather, said, have her cook my favorite dish. And for him, it was sausage. And so I did that for him. And he said, I want to bless you before you go. And I didn't know what's happening. I'm just this, bright-eyed 17-year-old. This is so amazing. But I didn't realize the impact of what he was doing. And he said to me, you have the Joseph anointing. And so at that time, it didn't click because, back then, when the media showed you America, it was Beverly Hills 90210.
That's
so
it.
I skipped the pit, the dungeon, and I went straight to the palace. I'm like, that's exactly where I'm going to be. I can see myself thriving in this country. And ladies, when I tell you, I don't know if you listen to country music, my life became like a country song. Everything was going in the opposite direction. I was like, I must be cursed. Something is wrong with me. Everything I'm touching is falling apart. Everything is wrong. And so I dared to ask God the question that a lot of times in church we've been told, don't ask God. And I said, why? Explain to me what is going on. I want to understand. And God led me to this verse where he says, in all you're getting, get understanding. So then my family began to remind me about grandpa's words about the Joseph anointing. And I began to study this guy's life. And when I studied his life, what I began to find was transforming my own. And I was like, I can't keep this to myself. I have to share this with other people. And this is the gist of what I found out that I'm sharing in these books, both the book and the devotional, is that life takes a journey. From whenever you're given a dream, in order for that dream to manifest into the vision that is before you, there's a process that you're supposed to go through. And a lot of times what happens is there's no understanding of the process. It's almost like we get to the other side and it's like, whew, I made it.
Yeah.
What about if I could understand what's happening in the
moment?
process?
Yeah.
If I could understand why this is happening and why that's happening, it kind of makes me, square my shoulders up and be like, I can do this. And so what the Lord was showing me through the life of Joseph was this. He had 11 brothers. Each one of those brothers represents something inside of us. You have Naphtali. He represents the tongue. How many times does our tongue get ourselves in trouble, right?
Yeah.
God takes you through a process where he begins to tame your tongue. When it looks bad, speak life. Come on. When it looks like it's going to be difficult, tell yourself you're going to make it.
Yes.
All of those kind of things. And it takes time. And then also too, you have the part of you, which is your instinct, which is the Insaka, knowing the seasons and the time. I know that there is an empire inside of me, but the right timing is everything. So you got to learn instinct, timing. I got to be at the right place at the right time. Right? Mr. Sakala was talking about finding a spouse. When you're at the right place at the right time, with the right people, honey, you are a threat to success. Come on.
You know that, doctor.
Yeah.
Before you go further, I have a little question. The thing is, right? You gotta be at the right place at the right time, but sometimes we miss that place. How do you go back?
How do you go back? So that's again where the sense.
Or when do you figure it out to go back to the next if you miss the other one? Because sometimes we don't know because we don't have patience.
Exactly. And so even with that process, that's what it teaches. It teaches this. Everything that you're looking for is looking for you.
That's right.
Okay? So you tell yourself, next time I'm going to be ready. Yes. So it's learning, what did I miss last time? So you got to take inventory and say, I missed it because, let's say, for example, you missed it because it was, let's go to Kroger, but that's where your spouse is, right?
Yeah.
So you learn from that. Maybe my promise is hiding in the ordinary.
That's right.
So
I see.
That's what's working. You're learning
That's a
from.
good point.
I missed it last time. What did I learn? It's hiding in the ordinary. So next time when the ordinary comes, I'm gonna study that thing. Like, okay, hold on.
I'm right here.
Let me go. We said Kroger. Now we're going to Walmart. Okay, I'm putting the heels on. I'm getting my hair done. I'm doing, because whatever is waiting might be waiting for me in Walmart, in Target, at the gas pump, anywhere. But I'm ready.
I'm ready for it.
That's how we go through that process. So I had to learn that, like, okay. And I'm telling you, we are disobedient by nature. My God. So God has to take us through. Sometimes he's so patient with us and he says, no, okay, let's try it again. That's what's so beautiful. I love your question. How do we know to try again? God will come and say, let's do the test again. Let's try it again.
The moment of the testing, that's when it gets tough, because the testing is just waiting. So as you sit down while you wait, that place is like, I don't want to wait. It's like, what's wrong? And then you end up picking up unnecessary things.
Exactly. And so that's what that process does. It teaches you how to get comfortable with waiting. It teaches you how to be okay with, it's okay if it's just me right now. It's okay if nobody knows my business just yet.
That was amazing, Doc. So I think Trista has a question. She's been
I'm sorry.
I've been trying to say.
I'm so sorry. It's the preacher. I got excited. I'm sorry, Trista. Go ahead.
I wanted to take you back to speaking of spouse. When you said you have to wait. Remember a couple of years ago, you came to Baltimore. You were preaching at Rose of Sharon. And you told me your husband is coming. The prophecy you gave me. Yes. There. So yes, ladies, listen to her wait.
That's right. I'm telling you. And congratulations. That is so beautiful. See, there's power in that wait. But I know that as you were waiting, I know you were not just sitting at home. Prisca was getting herself together. She was running her business. She was doing what she had to do. She was working. She was building her life. Yeah. Then when he found her, he was like, oh my God, Jesus, who is this sister? And that's because he found you at that place where you were not just hiding. I believe that in your waiting, you were also growing. And that's so powerful.
And you said he's around the corner. It's somebody that you don't even think it is around the corner. And we were friends. And when we're dating, I was like, I knew what I wanted.
I'm telling you, and I like what you said about the rough, because sometimes even in the waiting, he'll be that guy that wears the pink belt and the orange shoes and the yellow tie and doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But when you are that woman who knows how to see, not just potential, but capacity, you're like, all right, so if we just change the outfit and we put all of this together, I see a gem in this one. So that's where sometimes he could even be hiding.
Yeah,
in the bad outfit.
You know what? I wanted to ask you about. Actually, you touched a very good topic. A lot of us women, we always tell each other that when you find an ordinary man, he's not the one, because when you put him together, you season him, and then he starts knowing what to wear and how to look, and then he's gonna run. He's gonna go somewhere else. But I think, like what you're saying, when you find the one and he's ordained to be yours, it doesn't matter what you do for him.
Yes.
It was meant to be yours.
Exactly.
You can make mistakes over mistakes, because the ordinary man is still waiting for you up there.
That's right.
And God will keep on pushing you towards that direction. I think you just don't have to back down.
No.
Some of us back down, like Winnie was saying. When do you know when to move forward and keep trying? We give up, and then we're like, you know what? All men are the same and all that stuff. 10 years later, you're still single.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, and you know, and that's a really, really great, topic, and I think it's one that needs so much discussion on. So I'll do my best by saying this. Remember when I was talking about Naphtali, the tongue, right?
Yes.
So what you have to do, because remember the world was created by words.
Yes.
It's a frequency.
Yeah.
So the frequency that has to come out of you is going to create around you. So the first thing I would say to a sister is, don't say there are no good men. You're creating that world around you.
That's right.
I would encourage you to use an affirmation, which is, how come all of these good men want to marry me? Come on.
Yes.
How come there's so many of them? I can't even make a choice right now. So when you begin to change that, first of all, that frequency, I'm telling you, it works.
Yes.
It starts to come around you. And then you're speaking that into, into your world. The second thing is, as you're speaking certain things, you're also building up your mind, right? And building up who you are and building up that way. And and this is a really great point, because I believe that it shows up in every area of our life. We have to know our worth.
Yes.
That when you say it's time for me to move on, you're like, wait a second, I don't need this. Like, seriously, remember what the prodigal son said? I'm somebody's son, and I'm sitting here eating with pigs.
Yeah.
There has to be some place where we say, who is this pig? Like, seriously, is this what I deserve? Is this my worth? Does my worth say this is as good as it can get for me? And when we change that internal frequency, that internal narrative, it starts to come out of us and start to come out of us and start to come out of us, because we know that, I know what my worth is. And so therefore, I'm not going to allow myself to stay, because we will find ourselves in very compromising situations sometimes with relationships. It's just part of life. But it's that point when we say, no, I deserve something better.
Okay.
Thanks, Dr. Scott.
Thank you so much.
It's been a fiery conversation so far. I can't wait to see what we talk about when we come back from this break. Thank you.
Thank you.
My whole life, my father told me stories about moving to the United States. He would tell me that his brother, my Uncle George, was already living here and let my father stay with him for a while. Through my Uncle George, my father was introduced to our cultural organization here in America, who helped him make connections, apply for college, find his first job, and adjust to life in a completely different culture than he was used to. The Cultural Association helped him get started on his new life. My Uncle George would bring my father with him to the annual Summer Cultural Groups Festival, and later, he would bring me. It was incredible to see so many people of all ages laughing and celebrating with food and song and dance. It brought back the best feelings of home and gave my father the opportunity to pass his culture, language, and values on to me. My father and Uncle George were very close, so when George died last year, my father wanted to honor his wishes to be buried with a traditional ceremony back at his birthplace. My father told me that because Uncle George had cultural group life insurance, he was able to afford to bring George home and have the traditional burial George wanted. Though my father had been able to honor my Uncle George's wishes, it got me thinking about my own family. One day, I'd have to make the same arrangements for my own parents and my wife's parents as well. Of course, we would want to bring them home and honor their wishes, but it would be a financial hardship for our family. There were a lot of things to think about, even though I really didn't want to think about them at all. When my father told me about cultural group life insurance, he told me it's intended to help families when they need it the most. It's not tied to an employer, so no matter where my career takes me, I'll always have coverage. The more people who participate and the younger they are, the more it helps keep the insurance premiums down for the entire association. Because my parents have cultural group term life insurance, there will be money available to help me provide the kind of service I want to give my parents. And by joining, I can put my mind at ease and continue to celebrate our traditions into the future. With cultural group life insurance, I can worry less and spend more of my time celebrating with the people who matter most to me.
Hello, 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 and welcome back. We were talking with Dr. Victoria Scott. Very interesting topic. Can we bring them in, please? The ladies and Dr. Scott. Dr. Scott, that was amazing.
Oh, thank you. You ladies are amazing too.
Yes. Why life coaching? You have a diverse of business, economics, finance. Why life coaching?
Oh my goodness. Can I tell you, that wasn't even actually my number one. So this is how I know that this is so God. I had planned out my life by the time I was 15. I knew what I was going to do. When all my friends were like, we don't even know where we're going to college. I'm like, I know exactly where I'm going. I had my 10-year plan and my 15-year plan. And then you know that story, when you give it to God, they say he laughs at it, right?
Smiles.
So first of all, with where I wanted to be, why I love finance and economics is because, being a Zambian, a child of Africa, I was like, listen, this is the richest continent on the planet. What is going on? And so I wanted to study how governments work and finances and all of that kind of stuff, and to see how, what makes money run in society. And then how I could be a solution to that. So this was my plan. I was going to save Africa. I was going to be
You're not saving Africa.
You are like me. You and me both. The whole continent.
You're still saving us.
Thank you so much. And so, but this was introduced because God came to me and said, no, we're going to do it a different way. You figured this out, but I want to do this because he says, there's a part of you that I don't want to die, because this is the part that you do even with your eyes closed. So life coaching, for those who don't know, for those who do know, this is working with those with a healthy mind, with getting their goals from where they are right now to where they want to be, and providing healthy steps for them to get there. And I found that this was just that part of me that I love doing, with people. Okay, here's where you are. How can we get you over there? And so when one time I was talking with a friend and she began to describe it, and I was like, wow, that really sounds like me. I want to do it. And so at that time, you know, I just put it like in my back pocket and was researching on it more until the opportunity came for me where, you know, I went to Georgia, and long story short, that's where I got my licensing from. So, but, you know, there's something about, you know, when you're talking with people and you see their inner light, and I mean really inner light shine,
Right.
because they say, this is what I was created to do. And every time I'm talking with people, I'm telling you, it is one of the best feelings in the world. It's like bringing tears to my eyes. I have seen people go shades lighter. I'm like, trust me, there's no need for Jaribu when you find your purpose, because your inner light, I'm telling you, because it's like what you were created to do comes to life on the inside. Yes. And you begin to find purpose, and purpose makes you go strong. Purpose makes you say, I refuse to die today. Purpose says that, you know, I know how to use my resources. I know where I need to go. So with, you know, with life coaching, that moment where I can help people find what they were created to do, there's just no words for it.
Priceless.
So it's very exciting and very special to me.
And you do it very well too. Very
thank
well.
you. Thank you. To God be the glory. Thank you.
So, Dr. Scott,
Yes.
you know, we all of us who live here in the, you know, in the diaspora, we have family members back home, and because of experiences that we've gone through now, there's been a shaky relationship. Sometimes they don't understand us. Maybe they ask for money from us, and you just say, I don't have, and you really don't have. And they start looking at you like, oh, she's stingy because now she's in America. And then the relationship, you know, like starts going astray. So how can you mend those bridges with families when you go through such challenges?
Oh, that's a really, really good question. You know, I know that sometimes we want relationships to be mended right away, and some of them will. We can talk with people. Some people will understand, and others won't. But one of the things that I have learned in that journey of relationship is allowing people to experience what they're not understanding that you're trying to say.
Okay.
Life has a way of teaching each one of us to get certain lessons.
Yep.
And one of the things that I had to find freedom is it's not my job to help you understand certain things that you can't get right now.
Right.
I have to love you enough to release you to let life.
Oh, yes, preach again.
About.
That's a good one. You know? That's a good one.
Something in there will make them go, that's what Irene meant.
That's what she meant. Yes. You don't have to say it, right? Oh, that's
and what I say to that one, pray what Solomon prayed. God, I pray you send them so much money, because you know, let me tell Solomon
dangerous prayer.
Said, one of the things, the challenges that comes with money is now you get friends and relatives who were never there before.
Yes. Yes.
So in that blessing, that's why Jesus says, always bless. Sometimes you got to release them to that blessing and say, walk into the blessing so you understand the responsibility that comes with it. That it's not just because you have abundance, you're dishing it out. There's a responsibility that comes with more. And so sometimes people are talking from that place. But you know, for those that can listen, I know talking with them and explaining to them the realities of what we're facing here in America, because sometimes there's also that barrier that, you know, again, it's Beverly Hills 90210. Yes. But tearing those walls down and saying, listen, when you're saying, just send a car 100, I'm like, baby, that car 100 is a light bill. So, you know, I think helping also people understand the realities of what we're going through in the diaspora is a big deal.
Yeah.
So
so much.
Sorry, guys. Before we continue, I know Winnie, you have a question. You're burning up. Can we acknowledge our viewers there? We have some comments that we need to read through and just appreciate those that are watching. I think one of the first ones I saw earlier is from Mama Chapoloko, the evangelist Yeah, she says good afternoon. So she's watching us. Thank you for your support, Mom. That's Dr. Scott's mother. And, we have a comment from Rose. It says, hello, ladies. Immaculate was just agreeing with Dr. Scott, where the comment said, how come all these good men wants to marry me? Change the affirmation.
Yeah.
Hello. It's working already.
You want to read out a couple more?
Yes, sure. Could you bring them up, please?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
Nonenga. I know you, Victoria. That's true. Just send that at 30. Yeah. $30 is a lot. That's what somebody makes an hour.
Yeah.
I saw Gift. Gift is our baby here. Thank you so much. She said, beautiful ladies. Akila, you guys look really nice. Thank you. We appreciate you. Well, that's a gift. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Is that Gift our makeup
artist?
Yes,
that's one of the girls that we sponsor.
I didn't recognize her on that picture. She looks amazing. Thank you, Gift. And it's so late in Zambia and she's watching.
She's always watching very late. I really, I always tell her that, what, I don't know how you do it. She's like, I love you. All my mommies.
We love you.
Yeah.
We love you, Gift.
So sweet.
All right. Winnie, I know you're burning. Go ahead. You have.
I saw the other one. That's my big sister, Penelope Kapekele. So she's always our #1 favorite supporter, like always there watching. Thank you, Penny. But Dr. Victoria, I have a question. It's just like balancing life. I have 2 kids. I have a nonprofit organization. I have other things that I do. I have 9 to 5. I have family engagements. I have like all those things in front of that. You want to get out there and find the right person or all that kind of stuff. How do you balance with that? Because sometimes I feel like my 24 hours, I need at least 27. Tell me 30. 24 hours.
I hear you.
So like, how can I balance that? It's just like, so I don't just like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. Because I found myself so busy sometime and I'm in bed. I'm like, oh no, I forgot I was supposed to study this and I'm supposed to do this. And then I'm like, I'm tired. And then I never get tired to just lay down. I'm still going to do something, but I have so much. So how can I balance that?
Balance that out. Great question. I feel like, it's one of those that we're always working on every single year. But you know what I've found to be working so far is, being a planner. I have set out to, first of all, work on what are my priorities. What are my priorities? What needs taken care of today? What who, like you said, you mentioned you have children, so they're definitely your priority.
Yes.
And everything that you're doing is for them.
That's right.
So, again, when we go back to purpose, it is looking at what resources do I need in my life right now and don't need. So it's first of all, taking a look at your 24 hours. I get my 8 hours of sleep, and then I've got X amount, it was 16, that I've got to get certain things done. What can I allot to that time? On this time when I'm working with my nonprofit, this is what I'm doing. I'm setting it aside for this particular time. Nothing is going to interrupt that. If I know the kids are at school, I'm working on this right now. Letting your yes be a yes, that strong yes, and your no be a no.
Say it again, Doctor. Say it again. What did you say? It's my what? I'm learning that one. Oh, Jesus.
Yes,
thank you, Lord.
And your no being a no. What you can't commit to, you cannot commit to. And we're talking about inner strength in adversity. One of the things sometimes that we have an issue with as strong women is when people need you. Listen to me, strong women who are watching. It is okay
say no.
Say no, not now. Not now. Let me get me together first.
Oh, yes, again.
What I need to pour out into you needs to come from my overflow. And the cup is not flowing right now. It's at the bottom. The tea is at the bottom. I need to fill it up some more. So allow yourself to get filled up and then give out of your overflow. So if it's not a good day, that's not the day to now start encouraging someone, you will kill them.
That's very true. That's very nice.
You know,
really
even with the balance, you are your CEO. Everybody, you know, you are the CEO of your life. What can I handle today? And putting the right team around you is so powerful for balance. I'm telling you, because your right team will know when to pick you. Like, go, we got you. You just go right down. We've got you. Or what needs done today, we're going to help you get it done. These are your ride and dies. These are the people that know when to help you, how to step in. We've got the kids. We've got this, all that kind of stuff. You go get this done. You have to have those kind of people around you, and then also knowing where to place them. I don't know if that's a good place to go in right now, but it's also part of that balance. You know, some people will be around you. They're just people you laugh with. They're just the girls you go shopping with.
Yes, again.
Don't go deep into them, because now that's going to provide now extra work for you. That's not the one who you tell all your deep, dark problems to. No. That's another friend. That's okay. You might just have somebody who you pray with. You might just have somebody who you eat in Shima with. That's okay.
Right.
Yeah. You are the CEO of your life, because when you start dipping and dabbing into so many things at the same time with your energy,
confusing,
you get depleted. Yes. So it's all of that managing who handles what around me, and then your no being a no and your yes being a yes. So what can I commit to today? Today, this is what I'm going to work on. You know, this is what I'm going to achieve today. This is what do I want done this week? Okay, you know, and then everybody's different in that area where, you know, you put all the difficult things at the end and do all the easy ones first, or some like to do all the difficult things at the beginning and do the rest at the end. Whichever way, whatever floats your boat, but just being intentional. I'm telling you, I'll sit down every day and I'll say from 9:15 to 10:45, this is what I'm working on. And that's what I focus on. When that time is up, I move to the next assignment. That's what I've found to help me, so that I'm not at the end of the day, it's midnight and I'm going, oh no, I forgot to do XYZ. Planning.
No, thank you. That is really nice. I like when you touch the fact is you touch in a place where not everybody is a friend. Now that I'm remember. Vamos bakulya fena bena obwali, vamos bakulya fena bena, vamos bakulya fena bena kumo, and that's fine. And let the be That is very nice, because I think we get scared. We feel like when I'm not there, they're gonna feel this way. When I don't talk, they're gonna feel this way. But we are our own CEO of our life. We should take it for ourselves, and that is. It's to take somewhere on my board, because in the I'm to munganda.
I know, and we as a society that loves to support each other, and sometimes there can be that struggle of, you know, you can't be at every kitchen party, you can't be at every wedding, you can't, because also what happens is when you have an event, how many people are going to show up? Come on now. When they have to say no, it'll be a quick no. So, and I'm not saying we're doing it from that place, but don't feel pressured if you cannot.
You can,
Thank you so much, Dr. Scott. I mean, we are I can't believe we're less than 10 minutes away from the show coming to an end.
Wow.
I know.
I wish we could have 2 hours.
I know.
I haven't had a chance to ask. So just to recap, you know, we talked about taming our tongues. We talked about you know, using positive affirmations, right? To encourage or to attract what we want, what we feel we desire or deserve. And, you know, you've given us some tips about owning our own, our time. We are the CEOs of our time. And so, you know, in closing, really, and there's so much to talk about, but I'll give you a chance to talk about your books and how people can get your books. I think we'll have, you know, your website information and where people can purchase your book on the screen as well. But in closing, what do you say, right, to a woman out there who is really struggling, like the battered, abused woman who is either in that space or just recently maybe came out of that space? And, you know, they're struggling obviously inside and maybe even physically. What do you say to such a woman? How do we encourage them?
Well, first of all, you know, I want every woman to know out there that you have been bought with the price, which is the blood of Jesus Christ. That far above anything shows you your worth. And what the enemy's plan was to do, especially for women, was to devalue us in our own eyes and to bring calamity and strife as a way of describing our worth, who we are, and how valuable we are. But what Jesus came with this promise was to tell the enemy, the more you trouble her, the more I will use that trouble to grow her on the inside.
Yes.
And as she grows, I promise you, devil, she will step on your very head. I want
say that again.
now I want to
say that again.
There. Come on. If you have been pressed, pushed down, if you've been rejected, if you have been stepped back, if you have been ignored, battered, let me tell you what that has really done. It has opened your capacity on the inside.
Amen.
Yes. It houses the potential to do incredible things.
Yes.
So the thing that was sent to destroy you was actually making you stronger. It's like weights. And those muscles are getting stronger and getting stronger. Why? Because where you're called to, it is you're required to have responsibility. And that place, if you're not strong enough, it will wear you out. So the thing that was meant to destroy you was actually building you and preparing you for the palace. It was preparing you to stand in government. It was preparing you to operate in business. It was preparing you to be the matriarch of your family. It was preparing you to reign in arts and entertainment.
Hallelujah.
That red carpet, it was preparing you to sit in a place of leadership and say, here I am, hear me roar. You are a force to be reckoned with. And remember what I said before, the promise is hidden in the ordinary. So right now there are scars and there are bruises and they look like just ordinary scars and beatings and all of these kind of things. But on the inside, you're a force to be reckoned with. And I'm telling you, out of that pain, what's going to come out of this thing, if you can just hang in there, because you're not, let me tell you, sister, we're in this thing with you.
Girl.
If you can just hang in there with me, we're going to take this world by storm. Because we are saying to it, you should have killed me back then. But because I lived through this thing, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm smarter, I'm wealthier. Come on, there's a lot more that I know now.
And everybody say amen.
Hallelujah.
And I am coming to wear you out.
Yes.
Amen. Dr. Victoria.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Oh my
Amazing.
You
Dr.
just
Scott.
blessed our Sunday. My God. God bless you.
Praise God. I'm telling you, ladies, no, it's not in vain. It's not in vain.
We are at the hour. We're at the hour, Dr. Scott. But before we end the show, I would like for you to let the viewers know where they can get your book, how they can follow you, and where they can find you. So take it.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm on Facebook as Apostle Victoria Scott. I'm also on Instagram, Apostle Victoria Scott. My website is www.victoriamscott.com. Don't forget to put the M because it send you to somewhere else. Victoria M. Scott. My books are on there. My office phone number, 470-219-4439. You can reach me that way as well. But my website is one of the fastest ways to reach me, and social media.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You can also get Dr. Scott's books on Amazon. Just look for the title, or if you type in Dr. Victoria Scott, you should be able to find her information there. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for being in the studio with us. And
it's an honor. It's an honor. I'm telling you, I can finish 2022 saying I was on Insaka. Have you? I love you, ladies.
You are coming back.
You rock so much.
We love you back, and we would like to have you back again.
Back, right?
Yeah, you need to come back.
I would love to. Oh my goodness, I love each of you so much. Thank you for
so much. Yes.
All right. From all of us on Insaka, thank you. We love you. And see you next week.